We've all struggled to get out of bed at one point or another. If not, I envy you. But today we are going to fix this problem. Okay, so first we need to start out with a bed. And now that it's night, we need to figure out where we land when we wake up. Right here. I'm just going to mark this with lime concrete real quick and make this a little bit prettier. Okay, now that we've spruced up the room a little bit, we need to make sort of a assembly line of little things to help us stay awake in the morning. First off, we need to get people into the system, so we're going to use pistons. We're going to lift this block up and like have something come down and push them across into whatever chain of unfortunate events. Okay, we've got all our pistons in place, so what's going to happen is they're going to wake up. This will push them up, and we'll track these stairs out of the way so the slime block doesn't stick to them. Then we push the slime block down, and they get launched out. Now I just have to wire it all up. Okay guys, we got the first piece done. So if I sleep in this bed, takes a second. When I wake up, I land on this block, and it launches me. Oops, I was flying. Okay, I have added a little picture frame to make it a little bit more inconspicuous, but the next step is going to involve ice. Because I don't know about you, but if I were to walk on ice in the morning, it would definitely wake me up a little bit. Okay, and the next step is using arrows. We're going to use arrows of healing so we don't die. But hopefully, whenever we step on these, of course we'll be in survival, we'll get shot, which will help us wake up a bit. Next, we need to stimulate the mind, and we are going to do that with a noise machine. And this is our noise machine! Goodness, that was loud. What we're going to do now is we're going to set up some challenges. They're not going to be too hard, but what they'll have to do is they'll have to hit the right button. And if they do that, and then do that like 3 times in a row or something, then get in a minecart, it'll finally turn this monstrosity off. Okay, so my idea is one of these will be randomly chosen each morning when you wake up, and the light will be on. What you have to do is press the right button, which will turn that light off, and then the door will open, and you'll have to do that like 3 times. But if you press the wrong button, then the light will come on, and the door will only open when all 3 are off. Guys, I am upset. I tried to use this dropper mechanism to toggle the lights on and off. Like, for some reason when I hit this button, the item would switch sides and power this, can we do it, Mike, even? Just think of the word. Comparator, that's what it's called.
Yay!
Power this comparator, and then you can press the button again, and it would switch back. But that isn't the case, and I'm not sure why that is. I thought it would work. I feel so broken right now. Okay, this has me more distraught than it should, but there are ways to work around it, so we're gonna ignore this. I don't know why it's not working. I guess it doesn't, but I could have sworn that it did. Okay, so I got the redstone bit figured out. What happens is when we activate it, they're gonna activate this orange line, which will power each of these droppers, and the droppers have random chance between dropping the iron shovel and the redstone dust. The shovel, which is a non-stackable item, will power this 3, which will activate this piston, and toggle whichever light turns on. And all 3 of them have a random chance of being on or off. So in any run, we could potentially have to turn off all of them, or none of them, or just a couple of them. There's that, and then if they're all off, this line will be off, and then we'll invert the signal and put it into our noise machine, so that when they're all off, the noise turns off. And we have it set up so that when none of these are lit up, the door's open, but if I toggle that on, the door will close. Yeah. Okay, so this is finished. It does work, so let's move on. Now, when they get into the minecart, I want it to take them up into this chamber where they will be crushed, because that ought to wake you up a little bit. And then we'll drop them through and move them on to the next section. Okay, now that is done. Just take a little bit of damage, and then then we fall through. So at this point, I'd say we've sufficiently woken them up. So now we need to clean them off and get them ready for work. So we are going to make a bubble vader, which will clean them off. Okay, that ought to do it. Now, obviously, we need to dry them off, and we're going to use magma blocks and campfires to do that. Well, maybe not campfires. They have smoke. We don't want to smell smoky. think that should be enough magma to dry him off. Okay, now we have a launcher put in place, so we go up and we get launched by the slime block. Now we have to get dressed for the day, and we are going to make use of dispensers for that. So we've added these dispensers with leather armor in them, so when you land on this pressure plate, you were dressed and ready to go for the day. Now, to be honest, this thing does not look pretty by any means, so we're gonna spruce it up, then give it a little test run.
And we're off, folks. Monkey is sliding on ice and getting shot by arrows. That cannot feel good. Now we're on to the button pusher, and boy is that loud. Luckily he nailed the first room, and the second room isn't slowing him down either. That has got to be the fastest anyone's gone through that, which isn't saying much considering he's the only one who ever has. He just got crushed. Talk about body conditioning. Now he's all clean and dry, and what a suit. There's no question that he is ready to start the day, although his boss may have some questions about that arrow sticking out of his shoulder. Haha. Thank you for watching the Out-Of-Bed-ificator, and we'll see you next time.